All righty. So, one momento, we will get started. Want to welcome everybody. Today is June 12th, 2024, and I am coming to you live from Northern Idaho's mobile office. This is Health and Wealth Wednesday, and gosh, this is probably the 40th since I started these on May 3rd, 2023. It was on my mom's 80th birthday after she had some amazing health changes in her life. And we phrased this Health and Wealth Wednesday. Today, we're going to double up. We're going to talk about wealth first. And I've got a special guest, Amy. Amy, say hello.
Hi, everybody. It's such a
So,
pleasure to be here.
so Amy is going to really focus in on entrepreneurs, specifically women that are age 40 and older. So before I bring her on board, I'm just going to share a little bit about my background real fast. I'm a wealth advisor. I'm a certified financial planner, fiduciary, working with people all over the United States, and just spending about 25% of my time now on the health side because, bottom line is, what is your wealth if you don't have your health to enjoy it? So we're focusing on how we can help people on their health live a longer, healthier, painless, pain-free life. And Amy is going to share a little bit about what she's doing with entrepreneurs. And you want to take good notes. You're going to want to write down profitfromyourwisdom.com. So, Amy, share a little about what you're doing with women entrepreneurs and how you're helping them with their business. And then
Well,
we'll go. Then we'll go into some of the health things you've encountered.
wow. I was just saying what you were saying earlier, you can't have your wealth without your health. Like, what is your true wealth? Is your health. And it's like almost like that always has to come first, even for me. What in the profit from your wisdom, I just believe that God created us all to get paid to do what we love. That's why he planted a unique gift inside each one of us that makes us so beautifully different from one another. And as I was telling you and Jeff a little bit earlier, I just love hanging out with girls. And I'm 51 today, so and going on
Happy
29 forever.
birthday! Happy
And
birthday! Wow.
no, today and every day, right? So I just keep going
Oh,
backwards because you blessed me so much with this opportunity to learn how I could improve my health. And yeah, I was like in a near fatal car crash. And I
mhm.
don't know if we have a set if you want to ask me, but just for me,
Yeah.
the health has to come first because that everything that I had, no matter that I've grown companies all over the world, that since I was 22, I've been doing international business and consulting and scaling and growing startups and all of that globally. And then when you almost die and life stops, you realize how powerless you really are and you get your priorities straight, even though you thought you had them straight, right? And
Yes.
so when you introduced me, when I was all broken up inside, and then I started with the gift of these patches, and I
Yes.
was I was able to breathe lighter and I was more energized. And I finally had this mental acuity back. And it felt like the clock kind of went backwards. And then when you're healthy, you have passion again. You
Yes.
start to have the joy of what God planted in your heart. And I was like, well, what do I really want to do? What am I now when you realize like life can be taken so quickly and the days are numbered, do what you love.
Yes.
And so that's where profit from your wisdom came. I thought every single, and I like to hang out with girls. So every single woman, by the time we've reached 40, we've lived enough life to have accumulated some wisdom. And God gave me the gift to be able to package anybody in a business. Like we can have a conversation. I'll be like, oh, did you ever think about this? We can monetize in this way. I could build a business around you. And something just clicks inside of my head. And I see a
Mhm.
business with someone's giftings, and then I just know how to package it and grow it. And that's why I made the goal then after you almost died too. You're like, wow, life is short. What do I really want to do? It makes you ask better questions. If the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our questions, then you have to be really good at asking the questions. Like,
Yes.
how healthy do I want to be? How wealthy do I want to be? And with that health and that wealth, what kind of impact do I want to make?
Mhm.
And so when you have the clarity around that, you're naturally energized. And then you're like, how can I reach more people? How can I help more people? And that feeds you then greater with the energy.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't think you have any problem getting out of bed in the morning. This is
No.
a passionate person here. I've known Amy for over a year. I'm just going to share real quick. I'm going to share, screen share here real quick. Gosh, I've got a one moment. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm somewhat technically, there we go. So tell us a little about your archery business, Amy, before we get into your site.
Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Okay, so it's so crazy to see that. So what happened is I was a former, I used to help athletes get prepared for archery at the Olympic level. What happened is my husband lost his job when I was pregnant with our second child, and he was an archer. And of course, my background in business, I was like, well, why don't we start an archery business? And me not really knowing anything about archery at the time, I just knew how to scale companies. Within 5 years, we were the largest in the world. But I had suggested one thing to him, that we should offer kids classes. And he's like, I don't want to teach kids. And I was like, yeah, but that's an essential way to grow our business, because you always have to think of multiple streams of income. Because if one fails, right, then you're with nothing. So you're always looking at ways to reach more people and help. Always thinking about how you can solve a problem. So I said, well, I'll teach them. But that was before YouTube. That was before I was reading in books how to teach myself archery. And the kids wouldn't stop coming. And so I kept learning more just to help them. And it took me all the way to becoming a US national coach. So through that, learning the mental toughness game of where focus goes, energy flows, results show, always like you're aiming small. So we teach, like, you're not aiming for the target, right? You're aiming at the X, you're aiming at the center of the X, and then you hit the target. So it like archery is so powerful, and you just become so fierce, and it's great. Another great thing for your health, when you become one with your bow. It's the same in your business. When you align your life with your purpose, you're just that fierce, unstoppable warrior. So we grew our business to the largest in the world, like I said, and it was so cool because we had top performing athletes coming in from all over the world training with us. And yeah, I was coaching like 160 kids, driving in sometimes 2 hours. They would come in to train at our junior Olympic program. We had collegiate championships, junior Olympic championships, national championships. It was phenomenal. It was really phenomenal. And that just shows you, right? When you've got your health and you learn the
Hmm.
skills of business, then you're unstoppable anywhere. So that's archery.
Unstoppable. Now we're going to look at what you do online. You're training people all over the place. Tell us a little bit
Well,
about what you're teaching. When are your classes? What are women going to walk away with? 40 years and older that are entrepreneurs. What are they going to walk away when they come in and they say, Amy, consult me, make me better. I have a vision, a plan. What next? What are you going to do?
great question. I really, really appreciate this. This is so dear to my heart. So, as I said before, I believe everyone has a business inside of them. Everyone has a unique gifting. The reason I said women over 40 is because, like I said, I'm 50 and I just love to hang out with my girls. And so if you're 40 and above, we've listened to the same music. We can go back to parachute pants, and we've got some of those same things to talk about. And I wanted to be completely mobile. So I wanted to teach women how to create a business online. So what we do is we handle the back end. I teach them, even if they don't have an idea for a business, but they're just like, Amy, I like gardening. Oh my gosh, like I said before, I can teach you how to build a whole business online around gardening. And we handle all the tech stuff, because what I experienced and what took me the longest in building this business was a lot of women didn't want to deal with the technology. So I had the tech team, I package around their idea, and then we just launched their business. So I set a goal for me this year for 2024 to help 100 women reach 100K in their business. And they, even if they don't have an idea, I will pull out their passion through a series of questions and exercises that will launch them. And there's actually one of my students is on here tonight. So, and she's killing it. Like, she's so phenomenal. And just the women in our program, because I love teaching the group classes. So I teach a webinar every week and then enroll them into the course so they can decide, and we can work through what is their passion. And I'm very hands-on, and so it's modules, and then they have the ability to access me every Thursday for 2 hours. They have questions, answers, they bring their problems that they have in their businesses, and we just scale it, because that's all I've been doing. Like I said, for 30 years I've been hired by companies to come in and scale them. I've When I tell you this, God has been so good. I have never made a resume, and I say that from the most humble place, is
Wow.
that when you are doing what you love, magic happens. Like, praises go up. And I even had a resume made because I thought I should have a resume, but I've been so blessed to be referred to because I'm so committed to the people that I love. That every single client that I ever had, or every one of my girls in the wisdom conversion blueprint course, I lay awake at night, and people will test this thinking, I've got one thing you can add that can add value to your business. I know how to, let's work on your niche. The tighter the niche, the quicker you get rich. And my mind just pops. Oh, I got this idea for your podcast, or I got this or this or this. And I'm probably thinking about them more than they're thinking about them, because it's just how much love I have in seeing people succeed.
Awesome. Well, you're talking to an entrepreneur. I started door to door when I was 5 years old. Yeah,
No, I love it.
you won't do that with a 5-year-old now, but that was me. And I made marble figurines.
I
I put
love
them in a shoebox with felt, green or black felt, and I went door to door and I sold those. That's where I started. So I went into then garden seeds, flower seeds, landscaping business, and then I started my own business. I've written a few books for entrepreneurs, in fact, and I have a passion for entrepreneurs like you do. So
Yes.
amazing. So ladies 40 and older, write down this site, RSVP, and get with Amy in what are we calling it?
Oh.
Profitfromyourwisdom.com. Profitfromyourwisdom.com.
You
Amy,
can find it on the website too. If you go to amyemme.com and you look under courses, it's there as well. So, and
fantastic.
thank you so much. Yeah, for
You're
sharing
very
that.
welcome. You're very welcome. So when I met you over a year ago, I knew you were in a tragic automobile accident. I knew you were in pain, having some issues. And what would be the top three things though that you're feeling now after a year of using these non-transdermal patches? What how do you feel different?
Oh my gosh, you're so okay. Well, first of all, I'm a very natural, purist person. So I've never put things in my body. I never take medicine. I never do anything like that. Even when I had knee surgery or I had fillings, I used, I'm a mental toughness person. I've used hypnosis and all of that. And so even broken up. And to put these patches on was a really big deal, right? I did a lot of
Sure.
research and a big trust faith. I'm like, what is it anyway? Using our own stuff, right? And I was like, this is
Mhm.
amazing. Is this a placebo patch? Like, that's why I'm like, because the mind is very powerful. So
Sure.
keeping it real. And I was like, what have I experienced? So I used to have continual pain where my bones were broken. And when I put it on, like the pain went away. I not only that, I could breathe deeper, my skin improved, my hair improved, and I've always had like really soft nails, and my nails improved. So those are little girly things, but the biggest thing is like, because I didn't have the fear of the pain, because that had been taken away, then my mobility improved. Then I didn't have the fear to work out like I used to before I was healed all crooked, right?
Right.
So I don't even know all the things that improved because we can't see all the invisibles. Those are just the tangibles. Oh, I noticed that even my eyesight improved because I was like, especially first thing in the morning, I'm like, oh, wait, I can read this. Right.
Yes.
And so that was like little miracles for me. And so I've been patching. Even when I went last year, I spent 6 weeks in the jungle and everything. And I took patches with me because I was like, all my energy improved, because believe it or not, I used to have like the afternoon slugs,
Yeah.
and I don't have, if as long as I'm patching, I don't have the afternoon slugs. Like I'm putting in, and I'm a little bit crazy anyway, so I'm putting in a full 12, sometimes 16 hours.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Amy, for sharing. And for those that have never been on one of these calls, this is a non-transdermal patch. Unlike a nicotine patch, which is transdermal, these are non-transdermal. So nothing foreign from the body enters, period. So there's no contraindications. How do they work? if nothing from the patch goes in your body. It's crazy. I know they're celebrating 20 years with this type of technology, and it started with our Navy SEALs. They're now in 82 countries. In fact, Amy was instrumental in sharing this with somebody that's on this call that has gotten us into directly. We enrolled someone in Portugal, and we plan to
So
go to
cool.
Portugal a year before this. So pretty exciting. We're going into Portugal, we're going into Amsterdam, and we're going into Germany in August. And
Jawohl.
so, yeah. So 82 countries, 20 years, over 100 independent clinical studies. And the way they work is similar to the sun. As it hits our skin, vitamin D3. So our bodies give off heat and light, reflects off of this patch, and stimulates a peptide in our body called GHK copper peptide. Our bodies have over 80 different types of peptides. The one patch, the cellular regeneration patch, then allows our bodies, because at age 30, half our body's stem cells go to sleep, and by 65, we virtually have no active stem cells. Allows our body to wake those up, and then they go to work, repairing, regenerating, and reviving us. Also referred to as youthful renewal or age reversal. There's actual lengthening again of our telomeres on our chromosomes, which is scientific. We can measure our telomeres, and that is an indication of our biological age. So pretty exciting. If you're listening and you want to know more information, private message me. We will get you a reservation. Every Tuesday, we do a 45-minute training on Zoom. It's called Introduction to Patching 101. We'll address any questions, answer anything that you have. I was a 2-month skeptic. It has totally changed my health from sleep to off of all medication. No longer need testosterone replacement therapy after 13 years. And I have a passion to help people with their health. Even though I spend 75% of my time helping people with the wealth advising, I'm a certified financial planner, as I indicated, been doing that my entire life. I've never worked for anybody other than myself. I clear through Charles Schwab, big name, work with some of the biggest insurance carriers in the world. But ultimately, what is that worth if you don't have your health? Absolutely nothing. And that's what I was finding. A lot of my retirees work their entire life, then they get sick and they don't have a long, healthy life. So I refer to this as the longevity patch. Longevity
Oh, I
patch, the
love
best way to age. So amazing. Amy, thank you for coming out. Look forward to the responses you're going to have. And you're going to have some great people coming on to learn more about what you do. And as well as the health side, look forward to meeting many of you that have put this off for way too long. It's time to focus in on you. Cool thing about it, less than a cup of coffee. So I can go into a coffee store, spend more in one day than to help my own health. So not expensive like we oftentimes see. I can't even mention a name, but if we do cellular injections, it can cost 5, 10, 15. We had one guy went out of the country, $150,000 invested, not guaranteed to work. This is activating your own body. So thank you all for attending. I'm going to sign off on Facebook.